We love hate. We hate love. My name's Harley Neville. Welcome along to the Guy and Harley
And
podcast.
I'm Guy Pigton. Powerful lyrics right there. Who
Yeah,
was that?
that was King 810, the other only band that I only listen to.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so it's not like, like King 810 or something like that?
We've been through this. We've been through this. I think it's the area code.
Oh, yeah.
So it
Okay.
might be King 810 maybe.
810. Sounds about
Could be.
right. Yeah.
Could be. But
Uh,
it's level 1. It's
yes.
day 3. It's day 3 of level 1.
So,
Hell of a time to be alive. Hell of a time to be alive. Living through a historic event.
Jacinda, when she was whispering sweet nothings in your ear,
Hello to be thy name. Yeah.
pillow talk with Jacinda when a little
Yeah.
birdie, that being Jacinda,
Yeah.
told you that June, the beginning of July, level
Yeah.
1 would start at the beginning of July.
Yes.
She
No, that's not the case. You see, what happened here was a mere miscommunication brought about by the digital age that we live in. You see, what I actually said, what Jacinda told me was June 9th first, not July 1st.
right,
Yeah,
right,
June 9th first is actually what I said. So she told me it was June 9th first. And I also got mixed up because July 1st is when um, the submissions close for the Show Me Shorts Film Festival.
right.
You see, so it's also an important date that of note. So yeah, June 9th first is actually what Jacinda told me.
Okay, so we are now level 1. What does level 1?
Because it was June 9th.
What does level mean?
Well, as far as I'm aware, it means that we get to do all virtually and avoid speaking of COVID,
Yeah.
unnecessary like I don't know, risks as well, I guess.
Yes. So
Being too close and all that.
everyone's still encouraging social distance. Keep washing your hands. That's important. But really, essentially, the shackles have come off.
Yeah. Now, I am not really entirely convinced that we are, because
There's just a loading screen.
I've just got the holding screen the whole time.
Yep, I've got that too, which is not very good. Which is why the benefit of a streamer that can record at the same time is maybe worth considering.
The issue, it's nothing to do with the record. The record's fine. The record's on Skype. We're streaming. We can't use any of that. I mean, we can use it. We can use it all from Skype, but none of it has gone to air, I don't think. So
it's definitely not coming through on the YouTube.
No, or the Twitch.
Also, there's all sorts of problems with your OBS feed. It keeps
fucking around.
Blinking you in and out of existence.
Here we go. I can hear my voice somewhere.
Okay. Oh, well.
Hey.
Okay, it looks like it's a very laggy live stream,
and it's way behind.
Essentially, we're now looking 2 minutes in the past.
Yeah, but also it's shit. It's all fucked. It's all corrupted.
It's not looking good.
I'm flashing and disappearing. But hang on, how's the audio? It's good. So the audio is good. So we could probably just keep going.
Just carry on.
Or do we? Do you want to stop and figure this out?
Well, there's nothing on my end.
Figure out?
There's nothing to figure out further than, obviously, I have moved the studio, and in theory,
it's a hell of a coinky dink.
You could theorize that it's actually it could be to do with the fact that we're now wirelessly. We're doing this wirelessly. Normally, I'm actually plugged directly into the thing, into the modem.
That sounds reasonable to me.
but I have paid for the fast connection, so there shouldn't be any reason that wireless should suck so badly.
Well, you are asking a lot of it.
It's
We're
true.
doing a lot of things here. We're broadcasting HD to the freaking world
Mm,
in the blink of an eye.
mm.
So it is quite a feat if you think about it. So maybe we might need to try that other cable or sometime. Or what
Well,
do we do?
there's the thing. There's no way I can currently get that cable to connect
Okay.
from
Right.
where it is now to where it needs to be. The only thing that I could potentially, because we did talk about this, but the only thing I could do is get the router to get a booster in here, basically. That might be the only option. I'm not sure, but it's not good. It looks terrible.
Well, add it to the list of shit to buy, I guess.
It's not good at all. It's absolutely awful. Awful.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do here? What's the call? What's the call?
Hang on,
What's
hang
the
on, hang
play?
on. Well, here's what I think. Oh, fuck. Shit. Here's what I think. I think that we power through and just live with that, because the audio
Okay.
at the end of the day,
It is a
and we
podcast.
are recording as per normal. It's a bit
It's a real
jittery,
problem.
but at least it's clear images though. Like it's HD looking images. They're just very jerky, but at least it looks nice. It's not just
live streamers, but
yeah.
you're really not going to see anything going on there. Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Sure.
level one is
All right.
shackles off, total freedom, total unlimited power. The only thing we can't do is go overseas, and no one can come here unless
And we still can do that stuff. We've just got
to take precautions.
do the quarantine, I think.
Yeah, we've got to do the 14-day quarantine. So
Yeah, I think.
we basically have to extend, well, maybe or 4 weeks potentially if we have to quarantine at the other end as well. But presumably, what's that? I'm looking for a word. It's like kind of like diplomatic immunity. New Zealand will have diplomatic immunity travel. So because we have no COVID here, right? So if we go anywhere, we're not bringing. You're from New Zealand, you're good. Just go past all these people in the hazmats. Get them out of here.
Yeah.
You just walk on through. No, you don't need anything. You're good. You're from New Zealand.
That's what it's like. That's what it's like for a Kiwi at the airport, anyway.
Yeah.
And special lines and stuff
Get
like
the special treatment.
Yeah.
May have something to do with also the color of your skin.
It's true. Well, that's woke, and that's right. Actually, that's true. New Zealand passport, but I didn't take into it right through.
Non-terrorist looking.
That's how it works, people. You call out the
and I'm definitely left that I can see in the on in that and so but you're on death row.
Isn't it the government?
So I'm hoping for that,
I don't
or at
know.
least I'm hoping for a stay of execution. A stay of execution, because I sort of my contract and my job, which I enjoy, is teaching, and they keep renewing it for 6 months at a time, which is a very very stressful way to live your life. When you're sort of well, I can rest easy for the next 5 months. I can just take a little breath and cool. And after that, who the fuck knows? It is an uncertain time, and we're now approximately 4 weeks away from the end of that contract. They also do like to leave these stay of executions till the ultimate very last minute, normally the sort of last week. So if they are planning on not renewing it, you have absolutely no prospects, because you haven't been looking for anything new, because you're hoping that that will be renewed.
So how long do you find out usually?
Well, normally between 1 and 2 weeks before the contract ends.
1 and 2 weeks. That's so
Yeah.
fucked. That's so fucked. Like, oh, we're not renewing this, and you have 1 week to find a new everything.
Yeah, well,
That's
why I tried to instigate these discussions earlier this time. A whole term. Let's have this conversation now. Let's sort this out now. And I sort of sent last forward, and you and I can't go down to the cafe to buy my eggs Benedict and my brekkie meal, and
I do miss those eggs, Benny. I do miss. I'm still on my Wheat Bix and hot water at the moment. I'm still on my Wheat Bix and boiled water. Tins of soup for dinner.
To the hard life, the poor life. Going back to that, the day, like, can I afford the bills that are coming in, or will these bills put me further behind? That old game. Canceling my Amazon Prime subscription. That will take a big hit. And there's just a lot of things that I am let go. But I think this is the problem. Like it, and you have some confidence that, okay, look, I've lost my job and it's going to be there's jobs out there.
I'll figure it out.
I've got skills. It's no worries. What the difference is between pre and post COVID, I think, for a lot of people is that when they're being made redundant right now, they're being made redundant for like the long haul. It's a long haul redundancy, and there's no jobs. There's no jobs. Full stop. We keep losing jobs. Jobs keep evaporating. So, and there's never been more people looking for jobs. And yet, some industries just don't exist anymore. So, if you're a hospitality worker or in the film industry at this very moment, you're kind of looking around going, cool, well, where's do all my skills fit in? And now there's a lot of conversation, and it's grim conversation. The retraining, the retraining. So, whatever you've been doing for 20 years.
Yeah.
Have you considered being a dairy farmer? Have you considered considered working at Burger King? Not a receivership. But have you considered McDonald's and Harley? Thinking in his head, rejected me. They rejected me already.
They'll remember me too.
They'll know. It'll be the same manager. He sees you come back in.
I'm on Ronald's blacklist.
Yeah, you're on the great blacklist. Just like just like the studios had in the 1940s. That's you in McDonald's, because you are also a socialist. Yes. So it's there's a lot of parallels there.
I don't know if I'm finding myself.
You're still finding yourself through long, whiny rants on this podcast about the state of the world.
My rants are insightful, I'll have you know.
So you haven't established that communist identity officially.
My rants are what are the pepper on this show.
Yeah,
I give it the little bit of spice. I'm
yeah.
I'm New Zealand's answer to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, similar. I
checked out I only checked out a few, but it's quite good. The Elon Musk one was good, and the Neil deGrasse Tyson one was good.
Well, we should talk about Elon Musk, because he has been doing some interesting things recently, hasn't he? Especially for a space pervert like yourself.
Yeah. Well, I haven't really kept up.
I've been attention about this thing that I greatly care about and rant about on the podcast.
So I'm just sitting around watching my rent money disappear every week. Indecisive. I know that they say when you don't know what to do something.
You've chosen do nothing.
I've chosen do nothing, and I don't know necessarily that I'm making the right decisions, but I'm figuring it out. I'll Harley Neville something.
Well, that's really what you got to be hoping for right now, is that classic Harley Neville. That needs to pull through right now.
Yeah. One thing I did get a bit of bad news though,
Mm-hmm.
actually, was that I didn't get that role that I auditioned for. I mentioned in
Yep.
the last episode that I auditioned for, well, I think it was the last episode that I auditioned to play an autistic man,
Yes.
and it went really well, and I was on the short
Yep.
list, and I was hopeful that I might get it. Well, sadly, I did not get it, so it's back to square.
I did speak to my friend who works in human resources, and he goes, "Have you ever had a conversation with someone and you just their whole world crumble and burn around them as you talk, and the fire in their eyes die?" And I said, "Yeah," when I talked to Harley.
Oh
When he
yeah,
doesn't get it,
yeah, that's
when
what
he
you
doesn't get
said.
his audition, because
Yeah,
essentially he was firing this person, and obviously, as we've just
yeah.
talked,
It's a funny way
yeah,
of
this
putting it.
that person is going nowhere. That normally be going to another high paying job, except he's not. He's now going to
Yeah,
be a dairy farmer for $20 an hour, and have to
yeah.
get up at 5 a.m.
That's the worst thing. Why can't they just farm in the afternoon? Maybe I'd have a
Maybe you'd be
go,
thinking about
you know?
retraining right now.
Yeah, but it's those early mornings. You get out of here. Get out of here.
Well, yes, I definitely have a difficult going to bed early, which is a problem because I actually do have to get up early. Whoever decided that we all have to start work at, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Some models they talk about some. I'm a big fan of the 4-day work week. I think that works well, but I
Yeah,
also don't think that you
yeah.
should be doing any more hours on the day. Say less hours, more like say.
But how do we get everything done?
Well, what they. I mean,
You
there
know,
are some studies to suggest that if you really tried, if you really tried,
you could be way more
you
efficient.
could be productive enough in that sort
Yeah.
of time period, that and like the sort of and like the sort of the runoff of that would not actually be a big deal. Now,
Days a blowout. They might as
I'll
well
tell
just
that to my
cut out the
students.
beginning, cut out
I'll
the
tell that
end.
to my students next time I have your notes, because I've got nothing. All right, I'm done. I'm cooked.
Yes, yes, but I was quite, I mean, you can't talk too much. I was a little bit surprised to see that you only work like until 12
That's
noon.
true. I do only work till 12
So
noon.
it's work day.
Well, to be honest, it was my dream that I would actually finish at 12 noon. That you just end up doing course planning and course marking and replying to
Yeah.
all your emails for the rest.
So it's the old argument that teachers have always been saying to us in our snotty-faced
Yeah.
youths. What you see, the job is, the
Ability to that until I had to teach, but I gave absolutely no
yeah.
credibility and respect to my teachers for the idea that when they finished, at 3:30 or whenever, that they actually had to go and keep working.
Yeah.
But now, yeah, so what I'm learning
Yeah.
is essentially that
Shirty little shit.
yeah, day doesn't end when I and it's not meant to be fair. I get paid for it to not. In your head, mentally, you go 12 o'clock this section. I'll move on to my next section. Is what hour tonight, and then we'll get up and do it all over again. So also, like, I will say that when you're really sort of when you're doing yeah, guys,
Whatever, guys.
this
Well, look, obviously, I'm aware of how draining it is. Depression that I was just going and cracking jokes in front of 7 kids at the Polytech. Okay, so I didn't realize that it was actually going to be going online until you handed me a mic, and even then, I thought it was for your tutorial, like personal web series project that you've been working on for a while. And so I was like, but had I realized that it was, I didn't realize you're putting it out as part of your course resources.
mate.
I didn't know it was course resources. So had I known I was being immortalized in course resources at the bloody Polytech and on the internet, I would have reworked some of my material, perhaps. Because
You would have made some adjustments.
Because here I was thinking that this was just a great opportunity to warm up and like come out of retirement, basically go stand up in front of 7 earnest students. Yep. It's just a great opportunity to shake off the rust, crack a few dad jokes, do absolutely no work in the writing, just my notes from the previous year.
Yep.
Like all round a very low stakes affair. And instead now I'm going to go viral again for all the wrong reasons. This is Disgusting Hairy Man 2. It'll go as big as that.
Well, look, I wouldn't worry too much about
I
it.
think it's had 5 views last
Yeah,
time.
guys, I wouldn't worry too much about that. The level of interest in saying that, you know, next year. So really, it's all up to you, because next year you have to decide, or next term even, do you want to come in and revise your set? Do you want to come in and improve at the comedy club, or do you want to leave it as it is, immortalized as it is? Because I'll just record it again and re-upload the new one.
True. So I can do it.
That's right.
I can do a second take.
You got to take
term if you're employed.
As long as I'm
you're not
employed.
unemployed.
And if I'm unemployed, then those course resources leave with me, because I'm not giving away my course resources. To be honest, I was only I was recording it because we hope to, you know, take our class completely online at some point in the not too distant future. And obviously that means that, you know, it doesn't matter. I can't get people to come in and speak as they have done because I'm on a computer doing this. Now, obviously, I can kind of get them to speak in this way, in this sort of Teams environment. But the problem with that is that, you know, people can't, you know, they can't watch that at their leisure necessarily. So it's better to just go, and here's the link to online social media and marketing with Harley Neville. You know, if you have any...
yeah, well, I'd want that to be a high quality...
But no, it's good. Yeah, so I am looking at our live stream here. We have...
streaming via the PlayStation.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Shoot. Well, I'm going to have to raise this with the old ball and chain and through 4 holes.
Go drilling holes in the wall. You'd have to have like a mega long one that you run along the roof or something.
Well,
or just directly along the floor, and you tape it down, and you just tell her she's unfortunately living with a bloody filmmaker.
Well, you know, there could be a way maybe to run it from on the outside of the house in through the window. Maybe that's something that there could be.
As long as it would be like, well, then you'd have your window would be slightly open all the time.
Well,
you run a cable through.
You'd kind of just have to close it and squish the cable a little bit and hope it didn't break the cable. Speaking of drilling holes in the walls. It depends how badly it gets squished.
And wet.
Yeah, it could get wet, but I think it's waterproof.